Thank you for joining us this morning. How are you doing, Radio World? Today, we have a very special guest. His name is Dante Gamble, aka Mr. Excitement. A lot of you may remember him from a few years back, the Michael Irvin Show. He was actually a finalist, a top 4 finalist on the show. I actually thought he was going to make the team. Should have made the team, in my opinion, but I could be a little biased because he is a good friend of mine. Dante, thanks for joining us today, man. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
For sure. It's a pleasure. My pleasure to have you on the show. For those of you who don't know, this is our first show, so Dante is our first guest. So thank you for tuning in. I want to start off really just by giving a brief summary of what we're going to be talking about today, and kind of throughout most of the shows. We're dealing with high school recruiting. There is become a huge market for kids. But pretty much what pays the bills for a lot of people these days, whether it be training, athletes as far as getting to colleges. Coaches can't win without players. It's a big market, so it is in high demand. And I almost look at it as it's kind of like a Wall Street of sports. But Dante, take me through the process. Having been a part of the recruiting process yourself at one point, I know it's been about 15 years. Been about the same for myself. Things have changed a lot over the course of 15 years. Things have changed over the past 3 years. Take us through what your process was like, and then take us through what you see now dealing with young people. Because I feel like it's a lot more stressful now than it was back then.
Right.
That's just my opinion. There is a lot more access. It is a lot easier for kids to get looked at due to the internet, camps, so forth have you. But tell me what your process was like, and then what you see is different now.
Well, first thing I can think of is, the advantages, that there is more advantages today than there was when I was coming out. Back then when I was coming out, it was more, you just had to do your thing on the field, and of course you had to take care of the classroom, because without the classroom you can't play. But as far as the recruiting, on the field, you just had to be that guy out there, and it was just pretty simple. Hey, we take interest in you. Understand that there's a lot of guys that we're looking at, so you have to really be a guy out there and step your game up. Opposed to now, and that, like I said, in that right, you just had to kind of do it on your own. Now it's a little bit easier, if you are a good athlete. It's easier because you're exposed to so many things. You got these camps, you got 7-on-7s and things like that. So, my process was more of, just real cut and dry. Like, hey, man, you battling against 100,000 kids, and you probably in your state alone to get this one scholarship. And you didn't have all these different scouts that these different people that come out to these venues, that these recruiters and things like that. We didn't have as many as it is today. So it was a little bit tougher. A little bit tougher. But at the end of the day, the pressure wasn't the same as far as being exposed to so many things, because you got so much limelight and so many people on you. You got the internet, and you got all these Instagrams and things like that, where people you got people looking at you besides the school. And at the end of the day, you got to be careful on what you put out there, and because people are watching. So
all right,